Welcome back to Doing Philosophy. I'm engaged today, another video in my series on epistemology, and I'm going to focus on Aristotle's theory of knowledge. Aristotle was a student of Plato, studied with Plato until Plato died, and then Aristotle drifted to create his own school called the Lyceum. So Aristotle really has a very similar view to Plato. If you are unsure what I'm saying, please go back and look at my my course on metaphysics, where I look at Aristotle's theory of reality. These philosophers are very similar, and they're concerned about knowing what is real. Aristotle has a theory of essences, in which he claimed that ultimate reality results in an essence. The essence is an abstract form, but is inside the things. So the way Aristotle is looking at things is to look at things, I describe it as an appearance versus reality, but internal, right? I say there is a Lamborghini in my driveway. You go out there, Aristotle would say, well, it appears to be a Lamborghini. It appears. How do I know it's a real Lamborghini? Think of anyone trying to authenticate the reality of something, the reality of an iPhone, the reality of a Mercedes, the reality of a diamond ring. When you want to authenticate something, is this really a real Picasso? Whenever you do that, you get Aristotelian. So I'm showing you the domain where these theories still actually work and they are true in the right in that sense. The problem is when we try to generalize to everything else, when people do not need to know that level of knowledge. They don't need to have that level of understanding. So appearance-reality distinction. So Aristotle says that when you view something inner and outer, and you're considering only the outside, it's an imagination. So if I look at a Lamborghini and I doubt that it's really a Lamborghini, my imagination kick in. I'm thinking all kinds of things. Maybe it's a knockoff. Somebody faked it. You know what I mean? This man can't own this. No, it's fake. So that's the first thing. And Aristotle says, now, if I begin to experience that thing, experience the matter with my five senses, I am in the mode of perception. If I could touch the vehicle, it's not cardboard. I turn on the engine. I look at it all over for labeling. All right, that's mostly part of the imagination, but that kind of helps me out a little bit. I look at the metal. If I can have some sense of the metals are not cheap metal and things like that, I'm a level of perceiving. But to really know or understand it is a Lamborghini, I need to have a priori knowledge of the design. If to go to I need to go deeper to know it's not a fake Lamborghini. I need to know that the blueprint that was used by the manufacturer itself. And I need to be reverse engineered this at least to some degree to see that the blueprint was actually used. I need to be able to do that, right? And then when I get to the deepest level, I need to find some mark on the engineering or the construction of that really marks it as a Lamborghini from that particular corporation. So when you think of authenticating things in this sense, right, you can see the philosopher's theory work very well. The minute you doubt the car is a Lamborghini, boom, you have an opinion about it. The minute you confirm it's a real car, not a cardboard car, and the metal seems to be expensive, and it's real leather inside the seat and things like that, all the things you would expect in a Lamborghini, you have good beliefs is there. But if you are clueless about the blueprint that the manufacturer used, then you can't understand it's a Lamborghini. To do that, if you're the buyer, you need to have someone in a dealership or mechanic you trust to do that for you, because they would have that kind of knowledge. To really know what it is, you would need a reputable dealership. Again, a mechanic as well, to have that knowledge of that. It's because you need to know many manufacturers can produce vehicles. All right. So how would you know this particular one was produced by the actual manufacturer that produces Lamborghinis? It's very challenging. Now, biologists, Aristotle is the father of biology. And you see a frog, Aristotle did the same thing. He looked at it as an opinions of frog. He actually went and experienced the frog. He dissected the frogs, identified what's inside, and try to figure out what differentiates one animal from another. Okay, what differentiates a frog from a snake besides the external appearances? He was very good in classifying fish, very good in classifying land animals, birds, and things of that nature. Aristotle, as a biologist, you can see what Aristotle is calling essences is today you call that animals, that creatures, genes, their genetics, their genome. They call it genome. The idea, the whole thing about manipulating the genome goes right back to Aristotle. You may have matter, you may have this stuff, but that matter does not become a mango tree. How does the matter become the mango tree? In fact, this question is, why is the mango tree? It's because of its essence, its genes. That's the Aristotelian answer. So modern philosophers trying to answer why the matter becomes a mango tree, appealing to gene. That's just their current explanation of why this occurs. It still needs more answering. But on occasion right now, Aristotle want to say you know something when you know its deepest essence, when you know its genetics, when you know the blueprint that was originally used to manufacture that particular thing. So for Aristotle, a person has knowledge that if and only if he or she has a direct grasp of the abstract essence of X. Just like for Plato, I would say, for Plato, a person has knowledge of X if and only if he or she has a direct grasp of the abstract form of X.